Get another flank by T-34 coming on in, causing absolute hell for Aphyria, and also running over the Pioneer. Oh my god, what an amazing play right there. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot117, and today I am casting a 4v4 on Lienne Forest. This is a replay submitted by a Patreon supporter, so thank you to all my amazing patrons for your incredible support, as always. But this one's a little different. This replay was submitted by someone here, and guess what? I am in the game! Yes, that is right. So, most likely, you guys, and also 151's in here, along with, of course, Daxter, Folkvard, Aphyria, Gustav Hartmann, Ryder, and Milam. I bring all this up because, very simply, we can actually criticize Greyshot117. That is right. I will be criticizing myself. So let's see if how many replays I've done and all the criticisms, if I can keep that up with myself. So, doctrine-wise and commander-wise and faction-wise, we have 2 OKW, 2 Austere, 2 Americans, a Brit, and a Soviet. Now, Gustav has gone with, let's see here. We got recon support, really good for some great direct strikes. Supply armor's not too bad. And let's see, I went Lend-Lease. I think I was told to go Lend-Lease on this one, but whatever the case may be, I went Lend-Lease. And in this scenario, it's not actually that bad because I am in the forest. I'm green. So I'm sending my infantry section over. I have these guys, the assault infantry section, on standby. I'm using range to fire. Mortars hanging there as well. Lots of Volk squads pushing on in, and certain Pioneers coming in from behind, forcing Gustav to retreat with his remaining infantry. In the far left, we have Milam doing the best he can with Ryder holding the city. Grenadiers and MG have been brought up, a mortar as well. So a good mix of frontline infantry, MG, and mortar support. Milam looks like he already retreated his engineer squad, but he has additional men coming on in. Doctrine-wise, Ryder's gone infantry company for a direct strike. On the flip side, Aphyria has gone storm doctrine. So again, he used smoke to maybe get around enemy MGs like the Soviet Maxim and try to get through this city. Now, I will say this. On other days, I do cast replays from, for example, on Sundays, I do fan replay days, so I'll cast a number of replays, some of which may not get to YouTube. But if you want to submit replays for that, send it down to my Discord or Gmail down below. And if you do want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. It really does help. What else helps? Cutting off the fuel. So right in this position, Folkvard has gone for the fuel cutoff to make sure that the allies don't get any fuel. MG as well setting on up. So Folkvard sees the hard position that would be over in city and decided to hit a more valuable area. Not a bad idea. Echelon's moving on in. Again, this is a bad setup because most likely the MG's own support crew will wear you down with weapons, as well as, of course, the MG itself will keep you moving so you can't get to cover. And there's no green cover there to really hold off for a few bursts, so you're really down for the time being. Double rear echelon is also a weird choice because, again, early on, unless you got the rifle grenade, you don't get many bonuses with them. Unless he's maybe doing like an LMG with the M19 M19s. Or M19-19. Jesus Christ, can't talk. Alright. There we go. But again, curious to see what we do, or what he does with that. Meanwhile, again, another retreat by Gustav from 151, who's gone with Elite Armored, so Sturmtiger, and Daxter with Luftwaffe Ground Forces. So again, lots of good stuff right there. Again, 151 is in direct contention of me, so it is kind of funny to see that. But yeah, I'm building cover. We have units moving in here to grab the territory. Mortar teams are trying to wear down the cover. Volk squad trying to get the heck out of dodge. And 221 is moving on in. Now again, the assault infantry section is decent at doing some damage, but again, 221, when upgraded, gets additional armor. So that's not good if you're trying to kill it with small arms fire. Sturms and Volks giving chase. I have my forces coming on in with an MG guarding the left, but it looks like that's pretty much clear. Now Mortar can open fire on all these units. Well, okay, one more shot against the Volk. Now we fire over here. But again, good job the Pathfinders almost clips that Volk squad down to nothing. Again, infantry section, everyone trying to hold. MG setting on up. The MG for the British do have armor-piercing rounds, so it can do a bit more. He's going to chase. Vickers will do continue to fire. As you can see, it is slowly wearing down the 223. Unfortunately, though, the IR Pathfinder's bit of issue right there as he got suppressed by the MG34. Again, good teamwork by Daxter and 151. So I'm going to pull back my forces. But infantry section pushing on in. It is not looking very good for me. Looking great for mid as American forces push on in. And actually start to push right into the forest, try to help out. But right now in this section, while I do push back the Stern Pioneer, fire's gone down my MG. And, oh wait, what's this? The Americans have arrived. Riflemen come on in, although Incendiary is thrown to try to burn their advance. And most of my forces are injured, but still continue to hold the area. So he's going to push on in. He has a good fighting force and a captain now moving on in. So again, he can get a T-gun howitzer. Good job with the American Blob. Doesn't kill the Volk squad, it looks like. He does escape with that. And MG is suppressing. But looks like he does eventually retreat because the other riflemen did get through that. Additional men are coming on in. Don't know why he retreated. Honestly, he could have easily won that fight with 3 riflemen opening fire on 2 squads, especially with one being a pioneer and one being grenadier. It's not like Panzer Grenadiers or something a lot more ferocious or deadly. So, yeah, it's one of those things where I am very curious to see why he retreated that. Anyway, Captain holding a good defensive line. We have Pathfinder's Riflemen, which, by the way, do not have AT grenades. He still needs to do the upgrade. Never mind, he got the upgrade. Now he can do AT grenades. Alright. So again, right now, actually, 151 and Daxter... Hold on. Where is... Okay, so you went with a medical facility to heal up. That makes sense. And then Daxter also went with a medical facility. Fallschirmjägers are on the field, though, which is a better, heavier infantry-type unit, which is very good for fighting in this area. With bundle grenades, get additional smoke, and the ability to, pretty much pop out of cover and just light up your enemy. So, again, very good there. But, again, it looks like Daxter did lose at least one Volk squad, I want to say. Yeah, he did lose a Volk squad. Meanwhile, on the far left, we have Milam doing pretty well. There's a sniper by Aphyria trying to wear him down, but Milam is continuing to hold. Again, not the best idea to have the sniper within the MG's range. That's reason why MG brought the sniper down 2/3 of its health. We have Jaeger Command Squad coming on in. This one, again, does have Faust rifle grenades and such, so you do have to worry about it a little bit more than your normal JLI. MG is setting on up to try to continue to suppress that infantry. We have, actually... Guards airborne coming on in. And again, that's because Milam went airborne troops. So again, this could be very good for building a forward base here and retreating, so he doesn't have to go so far. And holding a very key flank like that, that is very key to make sure your retreat path is good. Now, unfortunately, it looks like Aphyria is pulling back. Folkvard, by the way, went Jaeger armor doctrine, so Elephant is a possibility. For the Axis, I would say it's a wide range of abilities. Allies, I would say a little less so. But that's because of the fact that I prefer, heavy tank, direct strike, some solid infantry choices abound, Storm Tiger, plus good AT abilities, and of course, Fallschirmjäger, heavy infantry, and air support. Whereas, you have air support, you have the mines. Alright, Blob pushing on in. Let's see. You don't really have a heavy tank variant, besides, normal British. Oh, can we kill the Grenadier? Yes, we do. Okay, good kill on Folkvard, which is... Yeah, he's down quite a bit, especially if he can, especially if you lose this Grenadier. Now, again, I think you should focus on the Grenadier with your men, not just walking through it. Just a small criticism. But at least you pushed it away. MG is being chased by the riflemen, so I'm assuming additional force will be coming out, or, yeah, Ryder pulls back. But no, it's the Allies are slightly down because of, in my opinion, the tank variant. Greyhound is a unit you can call in, but as you can see, susceptible to armor-piercing rounds. Luckily, a flank from the captain and the Greyhound's ability, good maneuverability, gets around the MG to hopefully push it back. My troops are coming on in, and those are being the assault infantry section, which again, really cool ability. They get to throw white phosphorus, so that's a really nice ability to kind of, wear down enemies' health, as well as the ability to throw smoke. So, Getting a healthy amount of munitions, you can get through a lot of enemy defenses just by throwing smoke and white phosphorus and kind of chaining it. Anyway, let's see right now. Mortar, MG, additional stuff on the right. Meanwhile, we got Greyshot taking mid. Sniper is back on left, trying to wear down with Panzer Grenadiers. Now again, Aphyria does have smoke, which looks like he used on the MG to try to get around. There might have been smoke coming down based on this unit, but it looks like it's about even. I don't know why that rifleman went there. Let's see. I'm assuming a rifleman squad just keeled over and died somewhere, but I don't know. Oh, here we go. Folkvard is pushing, so it looks like he's trying to help out his ally. Daxter's beefing up his Fallschirmjägers and pushing in as well. So, trying to hold. Unfortunately, this is where I fucked up. Tried to build a Boffer right here, but unfortunately they attacked right as that occurred. My units are being suppressed by the MG, although my MG is trying to return fire. Luckily, a good counterattack by Gustav, but unfortunately, Fallschirmjägers are advancing at that time. But a great thrown. Captain does dodge. Doesn't really take that much health. Now they need to focus Greyhound as well. He does have a canister shot. Unfortunately, he does push his own men at cover, which isn't great. And he does get Fausted. He's going to try his best to keep opening fire. Only 4 kills so far. Is Vet 1 though. So again, got some small abilities. Fortunately, fighting a Ostwind is not one of them. And yeah, Greyhound doing his best, but having trouble and gets KO'd. Oh well. Fallschirmjägers are pushing on in. They just use the ability to go Valiant Assault. And our entire line has cracked, forcing a full retreat on the right. And honestly, I have to give criticism to me. I most likely, if I would have not built the Boffer that close up and a little further back, it might have been a little bit better. But in the meantime, did lose an ambulance. Again, law forces did get pulled back. So right now it's undergoing repair, reinforcements, and trying to figure out what to do. Now, Gustav did get a paratrooper squad with Thompson, so if you're looking for a close-range unit to fight in forest, paratrooper with Thompsons, or rangers with Thompsons, very effective unit. But unfortunately, there is an enemy vehicle on the field, and that would be the Ostwind. And yeah, the Ostwind is something you absolutely need to worry about in the early game, because if you have AT, great, but this thing does melt infantry, so you want to make sure that you keep putting damage to it. Good mortar hit on the rifleman, as well as the good small push against the command squad. Although rifle grenade does miss. Ostwind coming in to support. T-70 doing what it can. All right, little buddy. Let's see how you do against an Ostwind. We're definitely doing well against Grenadier and, well, everything else. Again, AT gun as well is moving on in. So if the Ostwind does try to, you know, get some swings in on the T-70, I don't think it's going to go all that well for him. Big old blob coming on in. Volk squad just, and Sturm just tear that paratrooper down. Oh my god. Yeah. Separate your men, if possible. Does really help. Also, we can see here that I am slowly trying to push in this section. And you may be wondering, why is this MG not firing? It's because there's technically smoke on the ground. I don't know why it's not showing. You can see here that I did use the smoke ability. So, he can't see me, but now white phosphorus is going down the area, so that forced him to reposition. But I'm just constantly using smoke and just chaining it so I can just take the territory and force him back. Which, again, brought a Cromwell. I have a mortar, other stuff like that. Also MG guarding my flank. So I can just keep putting the pressure on and force him back. Nice little strategy I picked up. Anyway, big push in mid. Right now, Fallschirmjägers are leading the way. Right now, again, paratroopers did push up and cause a little bit of damage. I'm assuming he's waiting there for for the retreat path, maybe? Let's see. What is your goal, Milam? Or maybe to sneak up. No, sniper's over there. And the MG once again fires and forces it back. Paratroop squad lighting up the Panzer Grenadier. Again, better at long range than short. It's being torn apart, especially by the Grenadier. Now he's going to retreat. Cache at least going down. But unfortunately, no one else has built a cache on the Allied or Axis side. Fallschwingers might get the kill on that paratrooper squad. Or airborne squad. Oh, wait, nope. Here comes Gustav with his captain firing a bar. Fallschwingers are like, oh, that's annoying. Oh, mortar carriage. Oh, man, you want to be annoying. That's how you be annoying to the Germans. All right, not really any, you know, too big piece of damage there. Oh, that one's a little more. Captain as well pushing on in. Again, just bouncing up next to armor. Just wait for the armor to go and then you go. Big old blob coming on in as well. Lots of blobbing by the allies, I'm realizing. Again, mortar opening fire on the right, trying to do what it can. We have a big push in mid. MG gets taken out by the blob. Paratroop squad moving on in. He could use a direct strike to neutralize the pack gun if he wanted to. Or even a fake one. Looks like he got hit by a pack round. Well, again, just so grouped up with these forces. Rifle grenades now firing upon the blob. Because, yeah, why wouldn't you? It's almost a guaranteed target. Oswin coming in. Doing a little bit of blitz action to get in there and get in close. He's going to retreat. Again, AT grenade could have hit it. No AT to speak of. Oh, actually, no. Mortar carriage just got a great shot on target. Never mind. But, yeah, you could have asked for AT support by the Soviets as well. No real AT by Ryder, which is a big fall, especially by 17 minutes in the game. And you have a captain. AT gun would have been very crucial. Now, I will say there is some positives. One, good mortar carriage shot on the stern. Two, Folkvard doesn't have a large army. He actually pretty low in the grand scheme of things with only 3 grenadiers and an Oswind. But that Oswind's still causing hell. I'll give credit there. T-34 now moving on in against the Oswind. Again, he might try to Faust. That's really a bad idea. Because again, there's a big blob of bars that'll just melt him if he stays there for just another second. Panther's on standby, though, so Daxter trying to help out his allies, so excellent job there. Provide some solid AT. Oh, that's what okay, never mind. It looks like Ryder made AT, but the Germans stole it, so amazing. On the far right, I am holding off the VP, which again, VP-wise, allies are in the lead by over 200 points. Command vehicle, Vet 4, by the way, give credit where credit is due. Gets a lot of really nice abilities and stuff like that as it progresses. So, you know, having a Vet 5, 223, pretty solid stuff. Cromwell, though, moves on and says, I'm sorry, no. Now, unfortunately, mortar's firing, smoke was dropped, so I continue chase. And firing on the support gun. Daxter not realizing what's going on. Again, busy fighting in mid, especially as you can see with the Panther and everything. Not paying attention over here, which gives it's perfect sense, honestly. But yeah, my force are trying to, or sorry, not Gustav's force trying to hold back the Fallschwingers, but it's real rough when you're fighting in no cover and supported by Panther and an Oswin. AT gun at least is trying to assist. AT grenade could have been super helpful, but nice shot with the Jackson. T-34 giving chase. Can you take out the Panther? Jackson misses. Ram. Fire is going to kill it. Oh, Stu knocks out the T-34. That's unfortunate. AT grenade could have easily killed the Panther. So, nice mortar shot on the retreat. But yeah, no, that's unfortunate. The Panther did escape. So, oh well. Again, American infantry do have AT grenades, so just as something to be aware of. If you can snare a vehicle, try to. Anyway, AT gun on the left, backed up. Oh my god. Could move up and hit these Stoogs in the Oswind. A lot of the infantry has been pushing up and decapping territory. Looks like Milam has just been causing all sorts of havoc for the Axis. And now the Axis are trying to focus all their efforts over here. Nice Werfer, by the way. Again, I like that he was aiming where he was going for the most part and hit some of those units. So that's pretty damn sweet. Alright, we got some forces trying to figure out what to do. And by that I mean we have a big old blob. Multiple Stoogs, by the way, so a little bit of a Stoog spam by Folkvard. Lots of manpower, again. And I'm assuming he's trying to save up for this. That's my best guess. I would say build caches. Like Folkvard, you have plenty of resources. You can build a cache here. You can try to build, I mean, if you want, there's a cache back here. Maybe here. Like, there's a couple areas you could build caches on and make it harder for the allies to advance, like I'm doing right now. King Tiger, though, is moving on in. Yeah. And as you can see, it just busted through my assault infantry section. Dropped white phosphorus on it, which again, white phosphorus cannot operate weaponry, so it can't fire while it's being affected by it. And again, because he has lead armored, he can use heat rounds. That makes the king even more deadly. Storm Pioneers kill the mortar. And, yeah, not looking all that great. Royal Engineers moving on in. I'm trying to focus where I can. Another unit bites the dust. So as you can see, not doing well in this particular situation. Not doing well at all. Those poor Royal Engineers. I'm being forced back. I have a Firefly in development, but it's going to be a little bit. American infantry pushing on left against the Stoogs that are pushing against Milam as well. So massive Axis advance across the two flanks. The right flank and the left flank, though. Jackson coming in. Kills the Stoog. Grenadiers pretty low. Nice mortar shot. Artillery could kill it, but again, already used it. Paratroopers, can we pick it off? No. Unable to. Panther giving chase into Jackson, but T-34 comes in with AT gun still firing. Jackson, maybe, well, never mind. You didn't even pen it, so you just scared it. Fortunately, like myself, I ran like hell. Storm Pioneers MG moving on in. Fallschirmjägers got pushed back, but Panther still 100% A-OK, so good for Daxter. On the far left, Brumbar trying to break through the Axis, Allied defenses, but AT guns reposition, fires, gets neutralized. Of course, everything continues to bounce off that Brumbar. Although, to be fair, it's being hit by a T-70, so that makes sense. This gun less so. Half track there. Can't reinforce because it has an AA gun attachment now for additional abilities to shoot down planes. Now, as you can see, I charged a King Tiger. Panther, though, came over to assist. Firefly is trying to fire through the smoke, but unfortunately misses. And, yeah, the King Tiger is going to back the fuck up and survive another game. Luckily, a mine looks delayed and stopped the Panther. Good mine attack, pushed back the MG and kills it. That was a decent veteran-sized one, so that's good. But, yeah, no. Again, it's unfortunate that I couldn't take out the King, but and I lost my Cromwell. As you can see, 151 currently has 61 population, and I have 48 with only one Firefly, which really can't hold a King back unless it has some proper support. Luckily, Mortar Carriage coming on in. It is providing proper support to the Pathfinders and easily holding back that Volk squad. There is a random AT gun just sitting here, so a bit weird. And on the far left, we have a counterattack by Ryder pushing on in with Milam reinforcing his units. That being said, Folkvard and Aphyria doing the best, although Pioneer Squad just gets melted right there. Again, separate your units, right? Like, don't have this massive blob because it can be very easily murdered. Like such. All right, Werfer comes on in, and why would you retreat all your units? Because, again, you want to keep something on the front, and two units could easily try to hold back these Grenadiers, especially when you have allied support, like a T-34 Engineer Squad, etc. Milam, by the way, has a decent-sized population, two T-34s, a T-70, so lots of, like, main frontline tanks of a lighter variety or of a medium variety. So, it's fine, but you don't really have a tank destroyer, which could be a big issue. Also, Faust here is going to stop the T-34 in its tracks. But Engineer Squad can at least heal it. And the main gun's still very potent. Stu coming on in, but there's still there's another T-30. Oh boy, I'm going to watch this. It's going to be good. He's pushing all left, which is going to make it harder to retreat. And being a lower health, not great for Folkvard. Paratrooper squad's moving on in. They have been upgraded with DPs, which makes them better against infantry. Grenade possibility? Or we're just going to light them up with DPs. AT gun moving on in, but I don't think he can hit because the Stoog's behind that building. I'm just watching this as everything just absolutely falls apart. Nice attempt for a grenade. Oh, Soviet mine. Oh, Grenadier Squad took it. Otherwise, the other one might have perished. But they all run at very low health and men. Again, they don't have P-Torch rifles, so it's not going to do much against the Stug, if any. Well, not anything. Brumbar coming in, though. T-34 bounces off the front. AT gun moving over to assist as well. Pack gunning the T-34, though he could give chase and get it behind. Does actually get a rear armor shot, so that's pretty good. AT gun is well firing. Oswin and Stug moving on in, and T-34 backs on up. Some strike is coming on in. That's a direct strike. He's going to pull back his forces. Werfer hits the back line, knocking out, I believe, a mortar. Time on target. Barely. Yeah, gets forced back. By the way, Panther dive and a big old push by Daxter just forces me back. Rockets hit it. Again, allows me to stun and cripple the Panther. But Panther still has vision. Fires and neutralizes the Firefly. And most of my army. So yeah, Daxter came on in, absolutely wrecked me while I was trying to engage 151. Meanwhile, you have Gustav Hartmann trying his best. But again, with the Panther and Tiger, it's very difficult for him to really gain a lot of leeway here. He needs some serious AT. Priest is firing in the vicinity. Let's see. Heading in the back line. But most likely Panther's just going to run through it and get back to, you know, safety. AT gun's going to be neutralized. And really a lot of these forces going to be pushed back. Again, that's the problem in this situation with Forest. If you're fighting in this area, or in general, it could be the same thing here. A good flanking maneuver on either side could really put you into disadvantage and just cripple your entire army, especially in retreat. And again, Daxter got advantage because of his troops and his speed, so that really does help. Jackson trying to assist, but we have a strike coming in here, and that would be from the King using its artillery. King's at 22 kills, by the way, and the strike's going to come in right here. Oh, no, right in the back. So, just really a scaring tactic while Fallschirmjägers continue to just pulverize 31 kills. Hot damn. Yeah, they're just easily holding back the forces, and they're pushing to the retreat area here. Luckily, again, I have my forces coming in to assist. But like I said, I don't exactly have an army. There's not much I can fairly do right now because I don't have any AT. Now, luckily, again, we are still doing something. Command unit does die. We can see here that Aphyria is losing quite a number of his men. He's, I think, the lowest of the Axis. Yeah, he's the lowest of the... But he still has a good population, so we could mass deploy armor and infantry pretty quick. Brumbar still causing damage. Never mind, it just bounced off. T-34 going behind enemy lines to try to cause some damage. The last Stug is there to drive it away. It's like, nah, get out of here. Go, shoot. Now, that doesn't mean that Milam can't do something to keep the enemy back. Mines would be a good idea, of course, as I always say. Again, good minefield can easily hold back a lot of forces. Paratrooper squad, Fallschirmjäger squad gets pushed back by artillery. Jackson's are at least trying to hold back the armor, which now includes a King Tiger for Daxter. So, grenade throw does push back the Volk squad. Another Jackson coming on over. Big armor push in this vicinity. Again, AT grenade could be very vital right here, right now. It is. Panther is going to be crippled, unable to run. Jackson's then focused, and maybe we can kill or they can kill a Panther. AT grenade does come back in a few seconds, so we use it against the King as well. There's some armor being driven to the right, thanks to my Churchill. But, again, AT grenade, come on. There we go. Both armored units are down, which makes artillery in this area very important to try to hit them, or even back at this repair station. Let's see. Where is the artillery focusing on? Well, plane crash. Armor's being pulled back. Again, right back here would be very important, but the artillery is currently hitting here to hit the AT gun, and yeah, it's hitting here. Maybe here's the other one? Or is that howitzers? That's howitzers. This one's not firing. Alright. Ryder's pushing on in, but again, needs to heal his Jackson, so decrew that. We have a strike coming in with the mines, and Panzergrenadiers just walking on in. Hey guys! How's it going? Oh my god, the mines! The pain! And, yeah, he loses his Panzergrenadier squad. RIP. Werfer comes on in, causing quite a considerable amount of damage. I think that was a low angle strike, too. So, did a decent amount. S285 is brought in now for a decent AT gun against, well, everything that Folkvard and Aphyria has been throwing at Milam, who's, again, I think the biggest army. Oh, no, Gustav is right up there. But still, a decent army to hold back a lot of forces. But battles for mid, and right now, we have there are 3 players in this area. Looks like 151 is still predominantly in the forest. And because of my very small army that really can't do much to him, at the very least, it's still posing a decent threat, which is good. Because, again, the more he keeps his men over here fighting, the less he's helping in mid. And with 85 points remaining, allies are closer to victory than not. So they just need to keep contesting those regions. Also, you have a howitzer. Let's see. Again, once you get some veterancy, high explosive rounds could definitely do something against this armor. Or even kill some of this equipment. MG opening fire. It's MG34 stolen. Why not? Jackson as well, if the captain moved in, could probably rip and tear through that Oswind. Soviet defenses are still holding in this sector. Again, I think mines would be good. Ryder as well, I think mines would be solid. You have 700 munitions. That would be very important to use. In terms of helping guard your ally and like put it over here so when they push, could help. Plane crash doesn't hit anything. MG scarring the area, and it is camouflaged because they does have the ambush camouflage. So that's good. So that way the artillery doesn't know where the enemy is. So Aphyria, even though he probably didn't intentionally pick that doctrine to counteract artillery, it's a good idea. So that way when the enemy does recon, they're like, well, I don't see a damn unit in that area. Guess they shouldn't use artillery, even though there might be units just on standby hiding. Panther and everyone trying to fire. Again, big old blob of forces here. It's a very bad idea. Air support and everything is being called on in. Again, I have strafe support coming on in to try to help the allies in this sector. Good strafe kills the Grenadier squad. Rockets push back the King. But yeah, I'm focusing a little more effort in mid and trying to take this region with everything I can. Again, right now, artillery would be good maybe here or in the back line. Again, trying to identify where the Werfers are and targeting them. Or even, like, major congestive points where a lot of forces are moving. Nice conscript, by the way. I love him trying to rush on in. AT grenade hits the Oswind, kind of crippled over here. Like, that would be good. Like, coordinating with your allies to hit, that would be pretty solid stuff. Let's see, where are you firing? Shot is firing. Oh, barely misses. Meanwhile, Stuka just comes on in. Does hit the 17-pounder. Wears it down considerably. I didn't see the health on there when building it. I was just told to build it. So I was trying to do what I could. But yeah, it's literally one shot. I was like, the fuck? The Stuka did that much? But yeah, Stuka bomb, it got a great hit on target. So it absolutely brought down 90% of its health. Very rare, but still very, very good. King Tiger pushing along the right. My Churchill's pretty busted. Direct strike or arty strike coming on in there. And yeah, howitzers have been neutralized. Again, probably best idea to pull back the reinforced point. Armor's being hit. I should note that majority of 151's forces are still holding this area, right? They're still there. So right now, it's just... And he does have his king, but it's predominantly over here. Now it's pushing left. So it was really a 3v3 fight, and the allies were still having trouble. So... I do want to point that out because sometimes it may be like, hey, guy, you in forest, you got pushed out. Why aren't you doing more? It's like, well, I was raiding his territory. Well, you should help mid because your guy's here. It's like, well, he's not necessarily there. Looking in hindsight. Like, that's why I like looking at replays because it does give you a better picture of where the armies are. Like, for example, Milam is doing a seriously good job of harassing two armies right now, right? Because right now it's... You have two people that are throwing bodies here, and they can't grab this territory. But they need to grab this territory because their allies holding off literally two armies. You have the Elephant, you have Panther, that's Folkvard. You have Grenadiers, that's Aphyria, and Pack Gun. So again, oh, great Katusha, by the way. Again, counteract the blob. Even Grenadier's gonna die right here. Good kill. T-34s. One prioritized vehicle, so it could have done a little more damage, but still. I do push back the Grenadier squad. Allied forces do take mid. And again, trying to push right to do something. 151 has a King Tiger on standby, but not really doing much. Stuka's towing the front. Dude, Gustav, move your infantry and reinforce point. This is not moved. Move it back here. Or move it anywhere. It's still closer, but that way you don't get hit. Now again, trying to do what I can, but there's a freaking Sturm Tiger right here. So a little bit harder to advance with all that. That being said, this area being open is a fault. But he is reinforcing. Oh, it's like, oh god. Most of his forces are pushing left to try to counteract the push over there. Air support coming on in. Mine's actually coming down his own men. Yeah, slowing down the Jackson's advance. Jacksons are advancing, though, pretty effectively. One loses its main gun, but the Panther goes down. If he can retreat it, that'll be great. The other King Tiger get pulled back by some AT. Elephant's now being now being targeted. Again, even though I will criticize reinforce, this is a great push by the Jacksons. Up. Again, Elephant's killed. That's a big win. Again, Folkvard is nothing right now. He has a very small army. Daxter, a Vet 4 Panther. Again, you could use additional rounds for penetration. He's trying to kill this Panther. Again, I don't have air support, so I can't call that in. Does kill the Vet 4 Panther, which is a big blow to Daxter. Werfer is well in range. This absolute mad lad of a charge. Now, can he kill the Stuka? Main gun destroyed by the Jagdpanzer. That would be a no. But still, considerable damage done. Gustav did lose a good chunk of his army, though. One Jackson did make it, but think about it. Panther died. Another, I think 2 Panthers died. An Elephant died. A Werfer died. That's a lot of resources dead. That being said, we can see here that S-285 died, and Milam himself is losing quite a bit. But it should have enough to hold back this counterattack. But it's up to essentially me and Ryder to push in mid. Ryder's not having a ton of infantry. Again, retreats with full health infantry. I don't understand that. Lots of armor pushing on in. Again, 151's majority of his force is still on right. So we're fighting essentially just a handful of guys. And here's the problem I realized. Me fighting over here is terrible because the retreat path is killing my men. Because the retreat path wants to retreat all the way here. But that's in the middle of like a bunch of tanks. So I'm losing men fighting in this area. So it's not actually prevalent. It's not good for me to fight here. Except for armor, right? But it's not very good. Artillery is hitting this region. Again, really far back. So the artillery is a little bit diluted. Let's see. A better thing to do, because you can see here they're not getting a ton of kills, might be just hitting, like, again, major choke points or areas of high traffic, but just hitting with such a continued oh, nice AA. Nice strike. They like force him back. Again, Gustav just tearing apart the Obersoldaten. Churchill as well, trying to push it back. Got some veterancy there. But again, my biggest issue is I just don't have an army because their tree path is killing me. But yeah, the artillery is looks like it's getting some decent hits. The continued barrage from 2 of them is slowly wearing down the position. Also, using recon with your major and then using direct strikes on, I don't know, the Werfer or reinforcement positions or something could also be very good. Churchill moving on in. Let's see. We got Jacksons on standby. Gustav has rebuilt his Jacksons. Population-wise for the Axis is looking to be, again, Folkvard's still low, going with the Panzergrenadier blob. Aphyria is also not basically high. So right now, if I had to guess, I would say 70s is about average. For the Allies, I would say actually also 70s. So it's actually quite close. AT grenade hits it, but a little bit early, not able to break its gun. King Tiger breaks that Jackson, though, pretty easily. Jackson's returning fire. Again, using additional rounds would be good. Luckily, the Jacksons are penetrating. It's just you have to worry about AT and everything else hitting it. Churchill taking a number of hits. Retreat path is not going great. Wants to turn all the way around, but at least it gets out of the dodge. Get another flank by T-34 coming on in, causing absolute hell for Aphyria, and also running over the Pioneer. Oh my god, what an amazing play right there. Trying to kill the Brumbar. That Vet 2 T-34 keeps getting in shots on the rear. Excellent job. Now remember, rear armor is better because it's a better chance to pen, and by god did he pen. Werfer, by the way, 47 kills, next on the chopping block. Oh, it's decrewed, but still, Vet 3, Veterancy is gone. Building back here. Oh, there it goes. Can we get the Stuka? Ram! Oh, can't. Fire. Oh, gets the Stuka on his last shot. And Milam showing that the Soviets are still strong and powerful enough to cause hell. Also, Panzer headquarters is destroyed, so great job with the priests. Again, didn't think he would be able to neutralize it, but enough firepower does. Again, right now, the Storm Tiger just came in and tried to blast some units. He hasn't got a lot of actually kills with it, only 3. Meanwhile, we have forces trying to take the position. A grenade would be suitable. Fortunately, Peds Grenadier moves. Might need to get units in the building to really help. But Vet 3 units, still solid and holding the line. So great job there. Smoke coming in? Or no, it's recon. Grenade thrown to hold back the unit. Unfortunately, Bundle pushes back the paratrooper squad. Aphyria, though, having a very small army now, trying to counterattack. But T-34 is going to come on in and force the Panzer Grenadier back. So really right now it's up for mid. Another plane crash. Storm Tiger's there to fire on this unit. Kills the retreating captain, actually. Oh, very low on health. Can the Churchill actually kill it? Or something? Doesn't look like it. Firefly hitting the area. I do have rockets, which I could try to hit. But what is that? Is that a Stuka bomb? It has a lot of forces grouped up. Jackson's hit, but actually not too much. 70 pounder I did build to try to hold back the line. And as you can see, that actually was fairly good. Although it is braced for another 8 seconds. Werfer coming in, hurting the Churchill. King Tiger moving on in. Can use heat rounds. Need to worry there. 151 continues to push on the right and take over territory that you're trying to raid. I'm trying to grab territory, but again, I have to be very cautious because my retreat path can be absolutely killer. Priests are firing, hitting the medical facility, trying to wear it down. Now again, I think reconning and trying to kill the king is a bigger, better target, because especially versing armor, you get more veterancy with it. Now again, as long as Milan keeps causing havoc on left, that's amazing. Right now, both Folkvard and Aphyria are both very low. Stuka completely whiffs the strike. Air support coming on in, thanks straight for support. Hitting the Stuka in the back, actually. Not too much damage, but does force it away. Again, I did take mid at the very least. Milam is trying to hold the line. There's a giant blob of forces over here. Alright, Gustav doesn't have a huge force. A lot of it's bazooka teams, which is very fucking weird for riflemen. I'm just pointing it out. It's very weird for riflemen to go bazooka teams. Like, you have a squad of paratroopers that can get bonuses with it. I think that might be better. Anyway, we can see here that Milam took the left and a decent chunk of territory. Again, continuing to show how much of a badass he is. Stolen some German equipment, to hold the line. Meanwhile, on right, I am at least trying to take territory. There is a booby trap here, so if anyone goes on territory, it explodes. But you can see here, more and more, 151 is focusing his efforts in mid, because that's where the fight is. So, the more that you try to have a side fight in the given area, oh, the 70 powder is staying there because I can see it with the flare, which is good. The more the axis can compensate. But that being said, Daxter still doesn't have that many men, right? There's only 3 men here. So if the allies can keep harming and harassing the artillery, then yeah, you can absolutely keep wearing this position down. Attempt on right by paratroopers with LMGs is pretty effective. It does wear down the territory. Again, Milam has direct strike options. It's where recon would be very good. Like, hey guys, I need recon. If you can do that, I can strafe a lot of this artillery in the back. Nice job killing the medical, which makes the retreat path even longer for Daxter. Again, Ryder Okay, he does have now vet 1, so at least he's slowly getting there. By the way, I should note every time I do mention, like, hit this or that, what he's doing right now, sorry, let me rephrase that. What a person uses the artillery for can just be fine. I just point out ways to increase infantry faster, right? Doesn't mean it's necessarily the best way at the time. It's just hitting a King Tiger with a direct shot from a priest is a good way to gain a lot of experience and also to hurt enemy armor. Paratrooper squad being hit by the MG, but again, T-34 just causing havoc. And where's the retreat position? Or did he build that? I'm trying to see Daxter with the VC tactics. Again, Elephant's focused over here. Did a little bit of damage, but Milam pulls back. Does he have a retreat point? No, he does. Okay, Milam, I don't know whether to criticize you. Because look at that retreat path all the way back here, and he's still holding. Again, for example, Milam could build a retreat position back here. Or even back here, and force the units to retreat, you know, closer to his line. Again, artillery could hit it, and Folkvard does have, you know, plenty of recon, but he does have AA to stop that, so I don't know. Could be good to have a forward retreat position, or at least maybe a position to heal your men. Molotov cocktail, or just kind of getting up close. Oh! Hold on. Katusha moved on in. I'm assuming the point blank shot the building, but alas, the blob's coming on in. Building does collapse. Wait, did T-34 just one? Alright, T-34 just one-shotted that unit. Sure. Katusha pulling on back. Again, Folkvard doesn't exactly have a huge army. Might lose that Panther. He does lose Panzer Grenadier squad.
Our brave infantry is dying.
Alright, Panzer Grenadier squad is down. Down to just one remaining. Panther focusing over here. Again, there's consistently 2 people fighting here, and there is 3 people fighting here, and it's like, you need to take mid. You need to, oh, good kill on retreat, by the way, with that King. But they need, what is Jackson doing? I bet you he was trying to move his rifleman squad, and he moved up to Jackson, or something like that. But yeah, you need to get on the territory or focus on that. Again, air support coming on in to focus on the King. Good flank. Although, Storm Tiger, 15 seconds could hit that. King Tiger is overextended. Again, could absolutely help with air support to neutralize it. Vet 4 unit with 58 kills. Trying to get the hell out of dodge, but it does perish. Sturm Tiger is well low, but look at 151. Plenty of resource that is under his belt. So even if these, oh my god, the mine's coming in, and they're point oh no. Yeah, alright, that's a decent damage. Sturm Tiger, come on. There we go. Alright. 17-pounder should refocus on the elephant. Again, I'm not paying attention, as you can so easily tell. I was watching the battle on the right. But, yep. Churchill goes down. I try to throw a grenade. Fallschirmjäger is at least not paying attention either, so that's a positive. And Daxter loses all of his elite troops. Again, continued pushes on left is really hammering. Oh, nice shot with the priest. Or on the priest, I should say. 70-pounder could reposition, 100%. It may hit it. It's like just on the tip of range, so a little bit iffy. But where am I right now? Oh, I'm focusing over here. Okay. I'm trying to save his Jackson. That's what I'm trying to do. Throwing T-grades and such. But yeah, no one's telling me to position the 17-pounder. Oh, and this is about to become a stupid Greyshot moment, so get ready for that. But, yeah, at the very least, Jagdpanzer are trying to do some circles, trying to find that target, which, by the way, he only has 4 units remaining. Jackson misses. Again, another AT grenade is not available because they don't have munitions. Now I have the munitions, which really would have been helpful for him earlier, so he didn't keep doing circles. But, whatever. You know, you make do with what you got. Speaking of which, AT grenade hits the Panther. T-34 is injured, so he can't chase. There's no mines really in it on retreat. Luckily, mid is under our control, and looks like Folkvard is pushing on in to grab it. 151 is repositioning his forces to the side, getting a Panzer IV just to assist as quickly as possible. Airstrike coming in. Again, great job by Milam on that. Does hurt the unit, knocked out its main gun, which might make a T-34, which I think Milam is like, mine, more applicable, because again, if you can hit a unit that has no main gun, might be better off. But yeah, infantry is now advancing forward. Give you an idea, there's now no... Ryder has 1,000... Ryder, where is your infantry? You have 1,000 manpower and no infantry. Gustav has burned up most of his. I would criticize the bazooka teams, but hey, the bazooka teams actually helped kill the Sturm and King, so that's something. Daxter as well, heavy losses and slowly regaining his army. Again, I tried to be like, let me get the Achilles and see how that does. Again, really fucking stupid idea. Achilles, unless done like in some super big mass, maybe, but it's essentially equivalent of a light tank destroyer. It's not going to do much against these guys. But the idea was, well, maybe it can. But again, needs veterancy for better penetration, which is really where they start kicking ass. There is a priest over here. Nice bundle grenade does neutralize it. Again, we still have a solid hold and a good army by Milam. No retreat path as of yet, but again, I think that could be pretty solid stuff. But yeah, more Fallschirmjägers dropping on in. Overall population-wise for the Axis is lower. We can see here that it's probably in the upper 60s at best. And well, the Allies are most likely, again, in the upper 60s. So it's actually pretty damn close, all things considered. I do lose a troop. Direct strike coming on in. Probably a bad idea for this. It would have been way better to use it here. That way you can knock out the elephant. Because the T-34 could body block it. It could also go right through. But at the very least, it is slow. Or the Brumbar being hit. But luckily, he does neutralize the troops here. Kills the Grenadier. So, hey, I'm wrong in that situation. He absolutely annihilated that force with a good target. As well as right there. Force is coming on in. Good right there. Nice shot with the T-34. Again, got some good shots against the elephant. Yellow one's going on in. Going for the ram! Smoke, though, comes on in. IL-2 strike. Achilles going in for the shots. This is where, like, I'll show you guys. And no, it dies. Elephant just backing on up. Does it die from the mines? Nope, mines are just out of range. Other Achilles dies. Elephant barely makes it out. Panzer IV dies thanks to the amount of Jacksons. Unfortunately, one does get not neutralized by, I believe, the bazooka from the Volk squad. Yeah, go figure on that one. But yeah, a lot of allied losses. I have no army left. Again. And if you're wondering why I moved troops here and then they just died on retreat. So every time I move guys to mid, it's almost guaranteed. It's a death sentence because they'll just literally die here. And I can't. So. Also, let's see. Hitting the back line almost kills the Werfer. Again, Folkvard and Aphyria slowly building up his army, or their armies respectively. Jackson's pulling back, paratroopers having a real rough time, but still trying to push on out. Really, the big issue is this King Tiger with 56 fucking kills. Daxter just like, what else is there to kill? I'm literally the serial killer of this game right now with this King Tiger. But no, again, Allied forces are close to victory. They have 17 points remaining, so all they need to do is hold a position for a short period of time, and they could win. And right now, left-hand side is still under Milam's control, barely, but Milam is holding. Again, not a lot of reserves, but is using what he can to hold this position. So it's up to Ryder, it's up to Gustav, and of course 117 and myself to regain momentum and counteract and take a point. Yeah, this strike is 45 munitions. It does a little damage, not too much. It does, you know, an okay amount. But really, it's Rifle grenade. It does also a little, not too much. T-34 on the front. Another T-34 coming on in. Probably an S-285 would probably be very beneficial. But maybe... Oh, you only have one pack. Yeah, maybe I don't know. Infantry pushing on in. Again, trying to rebuild an army. Got myself armor, which at least is holding back the heavier infantry. Again, two forces being held back by Milam. Once again, good grenade. Hit both units. Can we get a unit on retreat dead? Command squad, come on. No, it survives. Conscripts trying to hold the line. Good Werfer, though. And Bundle does not hit unit. Midas trying to hold the front. Why would you retreat that? Just move. Besides, that was the British strike for the most part. But no, I take the territory. Oh my god. The unit barely alive is taking the territory. Two T-34s coming on in to wear down the Panzer Grenadier squad. As long as the Allies hold mid with the amount of Jacksons and everything in GG. Storm Tiger comes on in, sees this, and is like, target! And yeah, Jacksons just get all stunned and taken out. Direct strike here would also be good to try to stop them from taking it. Rear Echelon as well moving on over. But Rear Echelon just hiding behind there. Again, they're focusing on this. I get it. But with 10 points remaining, just throw bodies on there and you can win the game. And with time on target. Again, just a little more coordination here. The Allies could have won it right there. Rifleman as well. Trying to hold. Again, good grenade. Could kill that unit. Pathfinder's moving on in. Again, could always fake a direct strike. But it's better to actually do it. Now, again, the Allies have to retake the territory again. So. Riflemen luckily have bars, so they could easily wear down the Pioneer squad. Does throw a satchel, so you want to move away from that. But, again, not really a lot in terms of AT. So it's really just kill the Gren, save the game. Churchill wearing it down. You have a Jagdpanzer, Fallschirmjägers moving on in. You just need to take the territory. And again, just to explain that, you can capture territory with raid tactics. You can do that and make sure it's taken like that. So, if this truly is a capture game, it can be done. Now, mines are being called in, which is a smart idea, called in to push back the enemy infantry, which is coming on in. Fallschirmjägers are about to perish right here, which they are doing in mass. Lots of Fallschirmjägers are dying. This squad's about to die for LMGs. Excellent shots. Volk squad just rushing on in to kill the Jackson. Does get with the bazooka team. Excellent shot by 151 there. Again, another raid by Milam, trying to do what he can. T-34 backing on up. There's lots of teller mines. I'm realizing the mines in their place. It's like, we have to stop the T-34s. We can't let Milam keep doing what he's been doing. But again, raid tactics would be way better in this situation to grab the territory like that. I'm realizing all the different things. Instead, he walks out. I'm moving in troops because I'm like, we need to grab the territory, guys. Storm Tiger is decrewed. I'm trying to go for it. Luckily, they kill it, so that way I can't get it. Now, direct strike coming on in. Good job by the Axis. Decaps the territory, so that way they don't lose anything. All rockets and infantry are fighting it out. Riflemen pushing on in. Luckily, bazooka team's coming on in, pushing back the Jagdpanzer. Elephant's pretty damn low. Direct strike as well did some damage. Grenade being thrown, thanks to Milam focusing his efforts here. But again, the more he focuses here, the less is over here, which is a big issue. Lots of forces just pushing on in. We're engineer. I'm trying to just throw bodies on there. Luckily, we killed the Fallschirmjäger squad. Daxter literally has barely any infantry left. Strike comes on in, misses target, but again, forces them back, which is good. Stug pushing on in. I'm just trying to fight with my Churchill. Stukas, though, come on in, quite amount of damage. There are forces pushing on right, but again, there's plenty of forces here. Anyway. Riflemen can't stop the barely alive Pioneer from taking the territory. And a lot of forces are now being overwhelmed. And Stug is just pushing in to see if he can get any free targets. Jackson does fire, push back the Stug. T-34 comes in, knocks out the Werfer, I believe. But it's kind of just stuck. I don't know if he's like phased in or whatever, but he is stuck. Luckily, Panther misses. Aphyria does use another Faust. And, yeah, T-34 is crippled. But there's pack guns, so if he does chase, you can always stun it, which is always a nice ability to have, especially versing better armor. But, yeah, right now, Milam needs to really not lose any more men, because he has to focus here. Because now there's 2 armies pushing on his doorstep. Pack gun trying to reposition, but he doesn't have a ton of AT. And no way to stop it. No mines or anything. Katusha as well in a bad state. He needs support. Unfortunately, there's no immediate support that can come toward him. Again, AT is his biggest issue right now. Panther just charging on it. Again, seeing a perfect target. This is where a lack of AT is really starting to affect us. Luckily, kills the Panther before it's able to take a shot. So Aphyria is unable. Unfortunately, he does still have a decent population. Airstrikes come on in. Does wear down the Grenadiers considerably. Hopefully allowing the Maxim to get some free wipes here because they're all so low. Yep, there goes one squad. Next squad suppressed, hopefully chaining. And yeah, they just pull back. Now on the right, there's a paratroop squad here, but it gets stunned and pushed back because 151 still has men over here. And a king now. Oh boy. Alright, Rifleman pushing on in, grabs the bar, trying to hold back the Fallschirmjäger squad, but again, it's been upgraded. More Fallschirmjägers dropping on in. Some decent veterancy again. Vet 5, King Tiger. Pretty solid stuff right there. Firefly on the field, Churchill undergoing repairs. Again, I build a retreat point here because I'm sick and tired of dying under... I've lost so many units retreating to Daxter's King and such. But yeah. Grenade is thrown, trying to push back the Fallschirmjäger squad, but again, there's another one there. Luckily, long-range AT is starting to push him back a little by little. Unfortunately, Brumbar is advancing, but a solid T-34 action is going to try to force him back. AT grenade, conscripts, 7-man squads, pick up the pack gun. Elephant coming over, but it can't deal with the pack. So I'm not sure what the plan is. Brumbar trying to stop the pack gun. Pack gun does, unfortunately, you know, bounce. That one doesn't. This does pull back, though. I think he hit a mine and blew it up on the Soviets. Again, Axis right now are in the, I would say, upper 70s. Allies right now are, I would say, low 60s. On my guesstimates. There's a lot of stuff right here. Direct strike could be great with recon. I have noticed the lack of recon coming out from the allies. You could use recon from this airborne squad, from the major that both Americans have. Lots of good things that you could use. Strike coming in here. I think that's airborne. No, just recon with... No, it's something. What is that? Oh, it's the King Tiger. King Tiger uses the Panzer Authority for artillery. Strike comes on the left, thanks to time on target. Again, not really hitting anything. Luckily, T-34 gets some great hits. Unfortunately, Milam is slowly losing his army. Again, constant recon in the sector. The AA was killed, so again, now we definitely don't want to build a forward retreat point because they could already hit very easily. T-34, though, gotta give credit. It's doing a lot of work right now, especially against AT. Now, attempts are made to alleviate pressure on the right. But again, here, the problem right now is, well, the left is being taken over. And airstrikes are causing hell. Fallschirmjäger strike coming on in. Making even the support from Jackson not great. Though, great job with the paratrooper squad and some artillery. Neutralize that enemy squad. King Tiger moving on in. Paratrooper squad over here. I'm trying to rebuild my army and undergo repairs right now. But Jacksons are just being overwhelmed. King Tiger just hunting them down. Vet 3-1 about to die. That bazooka team, my god, is coming handy. I think he's killed 3 vehicles. I don't know with the bazooka team, but I'm pretty sure. But you know, he's giving it a good attempt to try to take the territory. Just has not panned out. Big push by the Jagdpanzers against the artillery. Kill that. So now we have no artillery. And pretty much across the field, we've been annihilated. So I'm just going to fast forward to the end. So, yeah, Allied forces are just back at base trying to regroup. But again, Axis forces pretty much have us pinned. I have some forces left to try to advance along this side, but again, it's not much. And while a push will go in on this side, there's still AT guns, there's still all sorts of stuff. And it is one player, while everyone else is fighting 2, up to 3. So while a big push comes over here, it does smash a lot of Allied positions, and we do take the territory. And kill the king, and also pretty much my brother's entire army that he had positioned here. With no ability to capture left, it's not going to go all that great. Even then, my brother's moving in forces that probably we couldn't hold for. Well, Jackson might be able to hold that, but still, GG. So, what can I say about this game? Well, I think honestly, it's to like, and again, I'm trying to be like fair with this. I think this is a game in which, like, again, a lot of players were either unfortunately a disadvantage or something along those lines when fighting in mid, and that really didn't pan out as well. Again, before someone says, "Oh, Greyshot, I didn't pull weight," I did pull weight. I at the very least I got 3rd damage, which is still pretty close, and close to second. Well, I got 2nd kills, but Gustav was right behind me. Gustav took heavy losses, though, I will say that. So did a lot of players. Surprisingly, Milam got like the best KD, and he's the Soviet, but again, that makes sense. But he was also 2nd on damage, very close. The person who submitted this, by the way, thank you to Aphyria for submitting this replay. Yeah, I think for Aphyria and Folkvard, it was just a situation where it was just some great hits by the T-34, some great dives that came on in that really just started smashing you. Again, great solid defensive work by Milam. Milam was really holding his own extremely well against the enemy. Daxter, give the shout out for 117 damage. Got to give a shout out there. But yeah, no, overall, just a solid game. I like just being 100% transparent. Even though we lost, I still think this was a solid game because, again, great dives from the Allies and Axis, respectively. Great use of teamwork by both sides. Although I think the Axis were better. They did lose a lot of men, but I feel like the Allies could have taken that point a little bit better, a few more times with more coordination. Especially with 151 kind of sitting in the forest. Not saying he wasn't doing anything. He was in his lane, and when called over, he did eventually come over and start wrecking shop. But when there was that brief 5-minute period where I'm over there with the 17-pounder and assisting, it should have been under Allied control more. And even other times, Allies should have, instead of retreating with full health infantry, they should have taken that position. I criticized Ryder for some artillery, though artillery, it seemed like, was better. Although I will say, it looks like damage-wise was a little bit lower. Again, just overall, a solid game. 151 did a really good job holding forest and causing hell. Daxter's infantry were pretty solid, though we did lose a lot of it, so he wasn't just, escaping. But yeah, no, again, thank you, Aphyria, for submitting this. Hopefully it's a good game. Again, my biggest issue was retreating. I think that I could have done better by building a forward retreat point once fighting in mid. I didn't realize until it was too late that the retreat path was literally killing me and all my men, thanks to that king. So, hey, Daxter, hopefully you enjoyed massacring my troops on the retreat. But hey, what do you guys think? Leave it down below. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you guys next time. Hello, guys. Before you go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Folkvard, Aphyria, Ace, Pyroshark, Tony B, Epic Pleb, ShinobiWarrior, and Sir Marvell. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping this channel grow. This has been Greyshot and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.